What's up, y'all? Welcome back. It's another episode of Lunchroom Podcast. I am your boy, Dapper Dan. Across from me, as usual, is my guy Fritz. Next to my guy Fritz is my guy Ray, a.k.a. the movie guy. Y'all know what it is. What's happening, y'all?
Man, it's a cloudy week. Yeah, real cloudy, man. Not to start the episode on a somber note and being a negative Nancy, but our people just keep getting shot by police, bro.
I mean, it's been true for decades. It's probably going to be continued true for some time going forward, unfortunately. Let's just call it what it is, But I guess to dive into this topic, we can start what seemed to be more positive of that situation would be the NBA boycott. Mm-hmm. There was a boycott of today would make the second day of games that have been boycotted by the league, playoff games at that. So I guess with that being said, where do you guys stand? How do you feel?
Shouts out to the Bucks and the Magic for taking that stance. It was met by a lot of negativity by not only the racist and the closeted racist, but people of color as well. They had to make some type of noise. Even if like a lot of people are saying that, oh, this is not going to do anything. What's the point? Why are they trying to be activists? You have to do something when it's your people who's out there being killed consistently. And this has never happened before. Whereas I think all four major sports like leagues like protested.
I don't know if the NHL did anything.
The NHL did it today because pressure was applied. Okay. And one of the black players even said that he was offended that the NHL didn't even acknowledge the shooting.
The tennis player she held out too.
Yeah, Naomi Osaka held out because there's an NBA, WNBA, MLS. I think
a couple MLB teams sat out.
Yeah.
So, shouts out to them. Like, it was a domino effect. But it's just unfortunate that even has to transpire. But it was cool to see. Even though, of course, we want to see sports, it's bigger than that. So.
Is it a boycott or a strike?
Boycott.
What's the difference?
I don't have the definitions in front of me to do that, to do the difference, in my opinion.
I could be wrong. I feel like a strike is more so when it's like work related.
Yeah, I think
technically they're striking their job. That's why I think it's more a strike than a boycott.
But they're not striking the job in particular. They're rather boycotting what is going on in the world, not what is going on in their field of work. So that's why it's not really
that's
strike.
Okay, when you explain it like that makes more sense. But again, shout out to Giannis and the Bucks for being the first domino to fall. It's better than, like they say, people were saying, what's the point? They announced that supposedly they're going to start it back. The players are going to start back up maybe this week as soon as tomorrow or next week. I don't know. But I think Chris Webber said it best that it's better than not doing nothing, like Eli said. It's better than not doing nothing. I don't really have much else to say on that because I thought it was going to last longer. I'm not going to lie to you, but I see why they can't really, feel me? I don't know what the players obviously they've been emotional. Everyone's emotional this week based on that, so they had to do something. And now I hope that things get resolved in some type of way. Some results get solved. I thought that it was just gonna be the Milwaukee teams, like all major sports teams. If I was a Milwaukee team, I would strike all the way until at least the cops are arrested. That's how I would have did it. I wouldn't have expected the rest of the teams to follow suit, but maybe that would make more sense because, again, it happened in Wisconsin.
For me, I don't want to be the guy with the controversial take. I hope it's not controversial, but my thing with the whole NBA in general was is either we're going to do this or we're not going to do this. I was kind of scared that this would be a scenario that would occur where that they'd end up either whether it's COVID related or it's just something going on outside where there would be game stoppage. Because my thing was like, either we're going to, like I said, do this or not. So now that we have a stoppage, am I upset? No. But obviously, it's almost like a what's next kind of thing. Because like my thing with the bubble was, all right, cool. The NBA has the largest platform of anybody. Bigger than LeBron, bigger than, it's the NBA. Everybody looks to it. So my thing is, all right, y'all gonna take it. And I feel like they started off pretty well. But I feel like along the line, things got too much basketball centered especially with the playoffs rolling around and a lot of things. Like you would hear a question about it here and there, and I saw the fly right into your ear too.
Like, yo,
yeah, that joint just said. But
shit woke me up just now.
but regardless,
Is that it?
no.
You thought he was Miyagi?
Plot, bro.
He's about to
My fault to cut you.
No, you good. But regardless, so yeah, where was I? Yeah, so I feel like they dropped the ball in it a little bit, and then here and there'd be little things. LeBron wearing the hat or talking about Malcolm X, which he didn't read any of that book.
The first page.
He didn't read enough of that book at all.
They said that he finished the first chapter once he said they're not playing no more.
Bro, but regardless, things have been mentioned, but not enough. Like my thing was, I was like, yo, if y'all gonna use it to bolster the platform, then make it everything about it. My thing would have been like, if it was me, I would have been on some Marshawn Lynch. Like, yo, I'm just here so I get my check, but at the end of the day, free. I mean, not free. The rest of cops that killed Breonna Taylor, and everything out of my mouth would have been something related to that movement. I've just way too much matchup questions and this. Like it's way too much other things. I feel like involved in it. That's where I feel like it dropped the ball. Because I had a conversation with my cousin, and he was like, they should have never played. He's very big on like the fact that they should have never did it. Like he's basically team Kyrie at this point. Yeah. Like yo, you should have never went there. My argument was that obviously us as black people, like we're always suffering. Like we're suffering in actuality, and then we can't even get entertainment anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like where's our little like solace? Where's our little place where we can like be like, all right, cool, I can sit back, just watch LeBron play, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And also on top of that, these are these guys' livelihoods. They've all trained their whole life to get here. And then there's money. Like not all of them are set like LeBron or set like Kawhi that they could just sit on their ass for the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's just boycott, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. But regardless, I'm proud that it happened. It did create a stir. It brought attention to an incident that happened. I'm glad it did. I'm just interested to see what happens next, just to cut it short, to be honest.
Let's see, man.
But to piggyback off of that and move on from, they were protesting basically because of the shooting of Jacob Blake. So I don't know if everybody here has seen the video.
So I think I've said this before, but I don't watch those type of videos. Like I'll see the thumbnail, but I don't see the point in watching it. It's not gonna do anything for me, but make me mad, sad. Like I know what's going on, so I don't need to watch another black man die. Like it's becoming too much of a norm, bro. I feel like there's some people who might actually find pleasure in this. Like, oh snap, another black guy got killed by police. Let's watch this together. Like,
there are people that actually enjoy those type.
Because my thing is, I don't enjoy watching it either, but I might watch it once just to see what occurred. But I'll never ever share it. That's my biggest thing.
I watch it later. I let time pass.
I never watch it first day. Like it just so happened I ran into the video because I didn't have to click on anything. Somebody recorded it. I scrolled down. It played automatically on Twitter. I was like, all right, whatever, it's in my face, let me just finish it. But I'll never ever retweet, like it, share it, post it. That's never been my thing. I don't share black trauma across the internet like that. But definitely, I only watched it to just know full-fledged what happened, like to see it. Like, because reading it, anybody can put their own spin on what they saw.
I watch it for perspective.
Exactly.
Like, once I give it time, because like everything else, they're gonna make some type of excuse. Like they were saying he had a knife, that all these kind of things. So like, after things like that come out, I'm like, okay, let me see the video, because obviously most of the time they only go based on what happened in the video. Mm-hmm. So I watched the video and I don't see a knife. They say he was reaching for his car, like a knife in his car.
Granted, it wasn't close enough to really see.
So either way, I watched it for that reason, and after I watched it, like Eli said, most of the time, that don't sit right with me. For me, I don't like watching those type of videos, but I do so just to gain more perspective on the situation.
Right, like I just said, it's just so I've seen it for myself. It's not hearsay to me. I've seen it, right. But let's dive into the actual act of what happened. Obviously, you never watched it, but you know what has happened. So, what is your opinion on how it was handled? Everything encompassing.
I feel like I'm just repeating the same shit all the time, bro. It's unnecessary force. Like, you tried to murder this man in cold blood. Like, he didn't attack anybody with a knife. Like, if he did something wrong, arrest him. It's a protect and serve, not murder, bro. Like, If somebody tries to run away, you don't try to kill them. You just try to catch them. If they're a danger to somebody else, then or a danger to yourself, that's something different. But there's been too many instances where black people are murdered for no good reason, and then it's almost justified by news outlets and people on the internet. It's disgusting, my nigga. It's disgusting. That shit pisses me off. And it's a never ending thing.
It's just sad. Like I said, like this year's already been a lot. It feels like we're fighting to survive to see 2021 at this point. And it just when did the incident happen? On Sunday?
I don't even know the date, to be honest. I just know
it's
very recent.
Either way, feel me, when this started, I was already like in a sad mood because of Kobe. Feel me, it was Kobe Day, it was his birthday, shit like that. And then this happened, and it's just like, yo, we were just freaking rioting 3-4 months ago. We still got, what happened?
Yeah, it was that low.
For me, it feels like 3-4 months ago. The way this year's been, we got, and we still, is obviously like, not that it didn't solve anything, but clearly the cops are not caring. They're not caring because they still forcibly killing us. Like they said, seven shots in the back. You couldn't even see him you couldn't even look him in the face, shooting him, and they still justify it by saying, "Oh, my life was in danger." How? If you're not even looking the person in the face, feel me? And again, it's just sad. We say all this kind of stuff, and it just like what to do in these situations, and sometimes it just feels like it doesn't matter. And I shout out to the people that still find some type of strength in these situations, that they still out there protesting. They going, whether you riot or not. I shout out to those people, because at this point, I don't know how people find strength in these situations. And I just hope that everyone I know makes it to the end of the year. And again, it's just sad that sometimes it just feels like this shit don't matter, son. That's how I feel this week based on that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I've already been at this point, but it's gotten to a point for me where I'm ready to say that there's clearly, without a doubt in my mind, in these police stations, conversations between officers. Like, I think to my knowledge, they do like a briefing or a debriefing before they dispatch out into the community. And I'm thinking at these briefings that there's literally like, yo, if you see a person of color and they act anything out of character, don't be afraid. Like, don't hesitate to go pull your gun out. Like, because like they paint us people of color, black especially, as like these superhuman monster people that like can like there's no taking them down with regular force. Like, I must shoot you, and I probably at this point I have to kill you for my own safety.
It's like animal hunting, bro.
Exactly, it's exactly what it is, and that's, you gotta think like back to historical. That's pretty much what it was. Right. We weren't humans. We weren't considered a full.
That's what police were too.
Exactly. You know, it was slave catching almost. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was gonna say it's even. Nah, yeah, the original cops, they were there. The cops were created to capture slaves. They were the original slave catchers. But I was gonna say, even deeper than that, it's the media too. It's just white people as a whole, like the way they depict us and everything. Cause even that situation, I forgot his name, Rittenhouse. The guy, there was a white guy in, what was it, Wisconsin too? Whatever, he was in a riot. He had the AR-15.
I think that was Illinois. I don't know.
No, he traveled from Illinois and went to the riots, bro, to protect people's businesses.
With the AR-15.
With the AR-15.
Killed two people. Happened, yeah. And he's still alive. He's still walking around. Like,
I think he got charged.
I saw the aftermath of that video where he was walking towards like 3-4 SWAT cars, bro. Yeah. With the AR on his back. He had his hands up and they just drove right by him. Like, oh, there's somebody up ahead that got hurt. Niggas like, yo, he's the one that shot them. He's the one, bro. Nothing happened to him. He was able to go to sleep that night in his own bed.
And the words used to describe this man is just incredible. They calling him a vigilante. They calling him a crusader, whatever. For me, it's just all mostly. I'm not gonna say it's positive. Like, they're not calling it what it is.
He's a monster.
This exactly. He a devil in disguise. No funny shit.
Imagine I was a black guy with the fucking AR-15.
Bro, he wouldn't have made it across state lines with no AR-15. And like that's the crazy part about it, is because it's like, look how they paint black people, and like it's so innate at this point for them. It's not even like, I don't think they even sitting there and be like, nah, change that, make this. I think it's just so innate.
It's in their blood.
It's
bro.
like so innate. Like the New York Post is a perfect example of how they had compared both how they displayed Jacob Blake and how they displayed the whatever the teenage kid name is. And I'm just like, yo, like this kid cannot buy a pack of cigarettes legally, but he's out here with an AR and y'all are just letting it rock. And not only it's not even like he looks older than he is. He looks like a 17-year-old kid.
And he's been in trouble with the law too. Like I remember, when I was a couple of hours ago, I read some shit. He had wild misdemeanors. Like this nigga's not a good. He wasn't a good kid. He's not a good kid. He's an animal.
That's what I'm saying. And like everybody want to bring up, Jacob Blake's past or current or whatever, and that doesn't matter. We're not here to debate what kind of person he was. So that's why anybody
we don't cast judgment on the past lives of our black.
My thing is, I've never wished death on anybody. I wish jail. I wish you can rot in prison. Cool. But I never say, yo, shoot him. I'm not pro send him to the chair. I'm never that guy. Like, I'm not pro death. I'm just, pro appropriate consequences. That's my whole thing. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Like this like policing in general is just.
From now on, I'm not calling them white. They devils to me. No funny shit. White people are devils to me. I'm not justifying them by calling them white. Because white, if you look up the definition, is supposed to be peace. All this positive shit. They're not positive.
Purity.
And like Cat Williams and Dave Chappelle said, that's what makes us better than them. Because we come from love. We come from love. That's all I can say. White people, they got hate in their DNA. And that's what makes us better than them.
And bro, like I said, and it's been said by many people, white people are so lucky we don't look for revenge as a unit, as a whole collective. Like obviously there are those individuals that do, but like if we were at a war path for revenge, this would be a whole different world. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I kind of want to wash my hands of this. It's a super sad situation. I came in here lamenting the fact that I even had to bring this up because. Yeah, we had guests the past few days, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to get back to our triangle offense. But, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Where were we supposed to move on here? And then I guess, yeah, so another thing that crossed my mind is I read that, I don't know, I forgot his name, Jason something. It's supposed to be. I forgot his last name. He was in the Shy at a point, but then I think he did some dumb shit. And Jason Mitchell, yeah. He's supposed to get the role or has booked the role of Sean Bell.
Executive produced by 50 Cent. It's going to make a movie about his life.
Right.
Obviously
his death. And my thing with that is, do we need another one of these? That's my only question here. I don't want to spend too long. Do we need another one of these?
I see why
we have the Oscar grant that Michael B. Jordan did.
I see why people don't want these anymore, and I wouldn't be mad if these type of movies stopped. I actually I think it was in the Instagram page Embrace Black Culture. There was like this kid, this freshman or sophomore in college. Like he was just speaking real and like the way he was speaking about wild mad shit. And one of the things was he wants to see those type of movies stop. He wants to see black characters in adventure films, like main leads as superheroes. It doesn't always have to be about drugs, violence, and
slavery.
Death. Like it doesn't always have to be that case. But on the other side of things, there is a generation of people who don't know who Sean Bell is and what has happened to him. So I feel like that is a positive, and I would hope that this movie and its profits, majority of them, I know obviously it's gonna go to like the studios and stuff, but a large majority of the but I would say like a large majority of that profit goes to Sean Bell and his family, and that people would feel more good about it. But there are a generation of people who don't know these type of stories, so that is a plus.
My only retort to that is, because obviously that is correct, because I don't know that anybody born 2004 or 5 would even think to know Sean Bell's story. But my only thing is, there's not if Sean Bell's joint was extreme, but like there's a million other black people and people of color who have been killed by the police for them to know of, without having to even know about Sean Bell. You know what I'm saying? So like, like I said, I mentioned, we had Fruitvale Station, and we have all these other, documentaries already about, basically a lot of black trauma, and then we have all these slave movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is like, let's focus on getting these black adventure films, black superheroes. There ain't been a Static Shock movie yet, and
Soon, it's in the works.
it's in the works.
Thank God.
I would love to see it. This is a long time coming.
Yeah.
We gotten Batman 8 times. So, I mean, God forbid we get one Static Shock in there. But, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. How you feeling, Ray?
I think the word y'all looking for is balance. They need obviously more balance when it comes to, black movies, because y'all see, I feel like they put a hold on the slave movies ever since people started complaining, because I haven't seen a real.
I mean, Harriet was the last thing that came out, and I was like 2000.
I didn't even watch that.
I didn't either.
Because again,
And I heard that was whitewashed.
Yeah, you see, that's why another thing I was gonna say was that we need balance when it comes to black trauma movies and black.
We need the real stories to be presented in these movies.
And then
as well.
The second thing I was gonna say, which is I don't mind the Sean Bell movie, because I didn't know 50 Cent was gonna produce it, which just means to me that like it's not really in a white studio. Mm-hmm. It's our people that's gonna be behind it, because I know 50 Cent is probably gonna try to make it. Because Sean Bell, I think he was from Queens, and it happened in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
like, feel me? It is that. If it's from that angle, I want that to happen. So, if these stories do get told, I definitely want it coming from us more so than, like you said, if Harriet. I didn't watch it, but if it was whitewashed, I wouldn't be surprised, because they actually put that out there. Like, I knew it was there, but I wasn't gonna watch it.
Right.
So yeah, more balance. And I hear you based on like there's a lot of movies based on that, but like Eli said, Sean Bell was like, in retrospect, a big thing. We were kids when that happened, and like we were in high school when Trayvon Martin happened, and so these figments that like, yes, black people get killed by cops and just people every day of white people every day, but these outlier cases that like were bigger than what it is, because Sean Bell died the day before his wedding. Like, for me, the nigga was coming from his bachelor party.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it was just such a outlier case, and especially in retrospect with how almost 20 years ago, I guess that was happening. How much? I'm not.
It was like 2000, like between 2003 and 2005.
Either way,
Yeah.
almost 15 years ago, basically, more or less. But
Mm-hmm.
it's still like Sean Bell is still kind of like a household kind of name amongst us. Like he said, kids might not know who he is, so that's the point of the story. And at least it'll get more eyes on it, because it is coming from 50 Cent,
Right.
one of our own. So hopefully they do right by doing that. And again, I just think it's more like y'all said, balance is the word. We need more balance if they're gonna keep making these kind of movies. They should make more positive, like love. What's the name of the show that Jordan Peele just came out with? Lovecraft County.
Country. Yeah.
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. That's dope. If y'all haven't seen that show, that's a dope ass show. I'm not
watched
gonna
it
lie
first.
to you.
Yeah, I watched it. But yeah, for me, like I said, I mean, I'm probably not gonna rush to it, but I will get to it if it drops eventually. You know, when it drops, not immediately, but you know what I'm saying. I just hope it's done right. You know what I'm saying. Anything right now with the black community, I just need it to be extra carefully handled. At this point, we're in a position where we have to be very careful about what we put out there as information, as entertainment, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not only for us, this is for the white folk who are going to watch it to soak up that information as well. So we want to make it obviously something that you want to watch, but in the same vein, inform as well, because there's an agenda we're trying to push at the same time. So that's just me on that.
Like when Hove did the Khalid Browder.
Exactly.
That was a good. That was the way to do it.
Right. Where do we go from here? I guess y'all want to get into the final takes.
We got to. It's got to be the last time we mentioned this.
This is the finale.
Yes, I'm saying, because I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Now I'm done.
I've been done. I told y'all there was nothing to talk about.
Now I'm done.
There was nothing to talk about. I'm honestly barely have anything to say on it besides.
I don't really have nothing.
And you're the biggest fan at this table.
And I told y'all it's been nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
From 3 weeks ago, I told
Very
y'all
true.
it's clipped. It's done. So like, I mean, the only thing I would want to comment on is, the backlash Meg has taken for her stance.
Yeah, it's really weird, bro.
It's
like,
weird niggas, bro.
It's a lot of weird motherfuckers on the internet. Like a
It
lot of
could go,
people
go
are
ahead.
pressing her.
If you haven't noticed, we're talking about the Meg and Tory situation.
Yeah. But like a lot of people are pressing her about knowing what happened, and then when she goes out and says what happens, now she's a snitch, all this type of shit. Like, bro, she got shot in the foot
Is that right? Both foots, bro. I'm
Like,
confused. Cause my
That's
thing,
snitching?
cause my thing is this. Here's my biggest thing. I hate hearing about the streets, bro. I don't want to hear shit
She
about
is
the
a
streets.
artist.
Not even that. The streets don't exist no more, bro.
Streets is done.
There's dead no more streets because the streets used to live by certain codes and ethics
Women's don't get shots
and
foot.
certain things,
It's
bro.
still the streets, bro.
It's
just
still
the
not.
old days.
There's no streets
You're thinking
because
about the old
there's
days.
no more code, bro. It's just a bunch of niggas
that's what I'm
going
saying.
wild, bro. That's not the streets.
That's your
it's
old
just,
days.
It's
It's
just
not the old days no
It's
more.
just I call it niggas going wild. That's what this is. This is not the streets. The streets was the streets. This is just niggas going wild. This is another
It's just a new
version.
age.
This is just another version of. It's a spinoff of what the streets was. You know what I'm saying?
Jack that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
this
just-
is.
it's just
So
wild.
that's why I don't want to hear nobody talk about what's supposed to be and what is, and like if you tell on somebody, it's like fuck that. Y'all don't. Most of y'all talking about that. We're never in the streets. Never in the
I
streets.
wasn't outside.
I just want to hear the young niggas talk about it because they're the ones in the streets. If you're our age,
You know,
probably not doing what you was doing. Hopefully not doing what you was
a lot of
doing.
y'all either not in the streets currently or not. And either way, she got shot in the foot, and y'all begged her for these answers, bro.
Then once she
She
did
showed
it,
the
she
foot.
get shitted
She
on.
said,
That's the part that blew mine because like I understand. I'm not calling her a snitch, but I understand why people would get that perception because
So why are you asking her for the information and when she gives
because
the
she technically she said it in the live. I was trying to protect Tory. That's why she didn't go to the police. Feel me? She didn't do this, do that. Feel me? She did it the right way. That's why I respect her in that sense.
Facts.
Now she came on live. Again, this is a pending case. That's why you haven't heard Tory say anything. Probably again, his publicists are doing what publicists supposed to do, trying to spin it in a light that worked for him in court. That's what their job is supposed to do.
Right.
Now, Megan, again, I'm not calling her a snitch. I'm just saying why I think people are calling her a snitch. For her to say she was protecting Tory and then come out and say like, oh, this is a pending trial.
But
you're coming out and saying this man shot you, which again, if this is true, again, it's true, shot her. On the live thing, it's gonna be used in court, bro.
But
she's saying that because supposedly the publicists and stuff were doing this and that. But again, to me, that's what the publicist supposed to do. That's what they're getting paid.
I mean, but she has the right to defend herself
No.
against the
That's what I'm
public.
saying. She has all the right to do that. But in my opinion, I would think you want to do that where it counts most in court, right? Like, it's not really counts most.
I don't even know if it counts most in court no more.
I mean,
feel like
in this case, I would think this is an open shut case. But again, I don't know what the law system against black women and stuff like that. For me, they be getting away with anything these days. So I don't know, but all I know is I understand why people were calling her a snitch of sorts. Do I consider that snitching? Hell no.
Yo, bro.
Hell no.
See, this is how I look at it, and this probably a misogynic way to look at it. But if I'm me in a situation, a male, and I get hit, and I know who hit me, I'm not gonna tell the cops. It's a get back. But if I'm a woman, I got hit by a nigga, I'm telling the cops. More than likely. Like, that's just...
That's what I'm saying.
I respect her. Again, Tory is corny. Feel me? We're not even going to
And she didn't even tell the cops. Like, initially.
Basically.
Yeah, initially. I think the cops is going, feel me, because the case is mostly a gun in the car.
Right.
It wasn't an assault on Megan. It was literally the case is a gun in the car.
Yeah, it was having a firearm like out in the open, basically.
So now the case is pending on this, but they gathering all this information because this is what they do.
Yeah.
It's not looking right for me. It's not looking right for this guy, and I hope he gets whatever he deserves because that shit is corny.
Let's get it clear. Like, Tory is a bitch.
Yeah,
there's no reason for you to ever shoot a woman. I mean, if like Meg said, the story goes that they were arguing. She stepped out the car. She was walking away. You shot at her. She walked away. Now that's. There's nothing there. You weren't under attack. You and I told y'all, short people have like a really bad fuse. I've seen it in person many a times.
Napoleon complex is real
like, and then you add that with just the natural male ego. Right. It's like Boondocks with the nigga moment, like nigga synthesis.
Yeah, facts.
Equals a complete disaster. It's literally like that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm not giving an excuse at all. But
it's just unfortunate that he has that level of stupidity. Like, he was going crazy this year. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
He really flipped this whole quarantine thing and made himself a bigger star. Became independent.
People were trying to bite off what he started,
and then he just fucking shoots Meg the Stallion in the foot. Both of her feet? Nah, bro. Come on. You retarded. Like,
No mistake. It
he's
could go like
retarded,
that.
bro.
I just hope the best, hoping for the best for Meg Thee Stallion. For me,
Facts.
she's been through a lot this
She
year.
gonna be goofy,
No, yeah,
bro.
she's
been
been
through a lot this year.
she's
She lost
lost-
her mom.
Yeah.
For me,
I
she
think-
got shot. She's been going through a lot. So
She
I
lost her
hope
grandma.
she gets back on track. You know,
She-
she got the #1 song in the
Yeah,
country
bro.
right
She
now.
gonna
So
be Gucci, bro.
Yeah,
Not
I
gonna
mean,
be good. I really feel like she's gonna be her
this shit is gonna
superstardom
work.
is just
Yeah,
gonna
it's
keep
gonna. It
rising.
kind of works more for.
nah,
for
yeah,
her.
this is gonna work out all in her favor. As bad as it seems to say that because she
Yeah.
got hurt,
Yeah.
but like this is all gonna work for her benefit and raise her stock, and she'll be fine. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. Fuck Tory Lanez. It is what it
Facts.
is.
I hope, even though I know it's gonna happen, I hope nobody works with that man. I hope he becomes like old boy and just X's out. For me, nobody collabs with that
People
nigga.
still be working with him, old boy.
I haven't heard nothing. I haven't even paid that nigga.
I don't pay
I'm
no,
not
bro.
gonna hold you.
I have an
But I'm
IG
saying, like, when he
tab.
first came out,
And like when we started talking about it, I'm not even going front. Now if the song come on, I'll be type skipping that shit, bro.
Bro,
Like,
I don't listen.
I tried, but now it's
Why would you
different
try?
now.
Bro.
Because like if music was music, music is music at the end of the day. I'm not gonna front.
He's always sucked though,
Nah, I'm not gonna say that. It was good for that moment.
bro. Him as a rapper,
But
I mean,
songs
the
bump.
music was bumping.
Yeah, the song.
But
I'm not
I-
gonna take that away for that
I
moment.
guess.
Songs bump, but now I just can't take that shit seriously.
Yeah, I don't pay no mind to old boy, honestly. Like my man just do some video he did in the chat like yesterday. I was tight. I'm like,
Yeah,
get this shit.
Todd did the same
Get
thing.
some shit.
Nobody responded.
I'm
to
like,
it.
yo, get this shit
Niggas
out
don't
here.
care about 6ix9ine, Ty. You blow mine.
I just pay attention on the timeline. Niggas be saying he be wilding out.
Yeah, like
I'm
with
not gonna
Lil,
give that shit no
still
light.
badgering Lil Reese. Like
Yeah.
Lil Reese don't got 9 lives, my nigga. Like you bugging the fuck out.
Son,
He really got hit with a
Listen,
hollow point, bro. Nah.
niggas like that, it's only a matter of time. It might not happen now, it might not happen, but they gonna get theirs.
Fuck that
Fact.
nigga, fuck that nigga.
But moving on, I guess where do we take this next? I guess we're gonna go with the rappers. Your topic.
I don't know if this is a positive topic or whatever,
It's
but
not.
I was nigga, it's not.
Let's get us in trouble.
But I started thinking about this because I've been into with P Valley. For me, I was tight that this weekend they didn't come out with an new episode coming out this Sunday. So I just was in my zone, smoking on something nice, and then I started thinking about it. I was like, in P Valley, if you watch the show, there's a character called Lil Murder. The name speaks for itself. He looks like a drug dealing Atlanta rapper. As much as a Lil Murder you could picture if you haven't seen the show, just know this man's rap name is Lil Murder. And it turns out he's kind of mook on the low, feel me? And then that just made me think about the Boondocks when there was what was his name?
Gangstalicious.
Yeah, Gangstalicious, and that whole episode when he was mook on the low too. And I just started thinking because I think on Adam 22 there was another interview where he was just having a small discussion of the rumors are that it's a lot of rappers out here that supposedly mook on the low. Like your favorite rapper might be mook on the low. So I had to think like
Kendrick is not gay.
and like for me, I had to think about it. I'm like, yo, I might be watching these niggas' lyrics a little more carefully now. Like I don't know, but it just makes me think about in retrospect, yo, do these rappers be mook on the low?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. A lot of people are living in the closet, bro. You'd be
Especially
surprised.
them southern rappers. I'm sorry, Atlanta is filled with homosexual.
Sometimes
men,
I'll
bro.
be thinking they out in the open, bro. Like Young Thug, I'm not gonna lie,
But Young Thug is an anomaly.
it's an anomaly now.
Like he's so weird, bro. Because it's like, yo,
Nah,
this is a nigga that
nigga move.
and
bro.
I was saying the same thing, and I still say the same thing more often than not. But like, this is a nigga that if from a person outside looking in, if you see Young Thug, you're like, oh, that's a gay rapper. But you hear this nigga talk, you're like, gay? Nigga, I ain't gay. Fuck you talking? I ain't gay. I love bitches. Like he one of those niggas. It's like, yo, what the fuck?
Listen, I don't take nobody at their word no more because I don't know these men. I've never said hi to them.
Facts.
I've never had a conversation with them. I haven't hung out with them. So I can't put nothing past nobody. There's certain people that I would hope based off of what they've said and portrayed already that they aren't because that means they're living a super lie.
Yeah.
However, you live your life. You do what you want to do. I don't know that I'm gonna stop listening to you just because you're gay. I can't.
I was
say
gonna
that.
say just because
I can't
for
say
me,
that.
Just because you might be mook don't mean I'm not gonna bump the music. Still.
That's what I'm
For me,
saying. The music
I'd rather you just
fire.
come out and say
Just-
you mook though.
Yes,
like
I'm saying.
just like Frank O did it, and I'll still be bumping Frank
I
O.
low key appreciated it more because
That's
I'm
what
like,
I'm
at
saying.
least I know what I'm getting
But
into.
there was a lot of
I might skip some songs
There was, yeah.
or change some words around when I sing it out
Nah,
loud.
because Frank, he do got some songs. No, you can't sing some lyrics out loud if you a heterosexual man. But there was a lot of backlash from our people from Frank. For the most part, it was positive. Like,
I mean, that come with anything. Though.
yeah, but it's just like that's why I would understand why there's so many closeted, if there is so many closeted rappers, because rap and hip hop is heterosexual, hypermasculinity, bitches, drugs, money. You know what I'm saying? So it don't gay like that shit don't. You know what I'm saying? It don't mix.
Yeah, it just has it.
So I mean, I feel like eventually.
We're getting close.
Yeah, eventually
He's gonna
very
be a
close.
gay rapper.
Yeah,
We're getting very close.
Very much.
Oh, he's not a rapper.
Yeah, he's just an artist.
But you know what I'm saying?
I don't consider him a rapper.
There's gonna be probably a rapper of that magnitude that's gonna get that popular.
No,
that is
for
a
sure.
homosexual.
It might be a little murder in real life.
Quote me.
Feel me?
I think 2021 we get one.
But yeah, you get.
I think
If you
2021 we get one.
jacking it,
Quote me.
Is he gonna be like a Nicki Minaj type of artist though, or like
I can't say. I
Yo,
can't
we
say.
don't know.
I
We
can't
don't know.
say.
wouldn't
We can't
know.
call
I
it.
can't say, but I think we get one 2021.
Hey man,
For sure. Or somebody pops out the closet. One or the other. That's what I'm calling
See, if a young
2021.
thug comes out of the closet, I feel like niggas is gonna be like, we kind of knew that already. Like, feel me? Like,
It's
it's
like,
not
okay.
gonna be no dirt on his shoulder. feel me?
yeah.
Facts. But niggas be like, okay.
Now, Kendrick Lamar came up.
I
that
would
would
cry,
be
bro.
different.
I
You cry? That's
like, yo,
crazy.
come on, Kendrick.
It's crazy.
I wouldn't
It's a
cry.
lot. You still gonna bump that nigga?
Yeah, I
though.
am.
I'm not gonna cry. It's what
That's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. I wouldn't
It's like,
care.
what about your
I would
wife,
just be
my
mad
boy?
surprised. I'd be
Alright.
like, oh shit.
So since we talking about that, we gotta get into this. What's his name? Jeffree Star.
Oh, yeah.
He is a YouTuber.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what
I
that
think he
man
does
does, but he's
makeup.
very famous.
I think he does makeup.
He's very famous.
I don't know.
Or
I think he does do makeup.
I
But
think
hair.
it looks
Is
like
it-
it. It looks like it.
He or she? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be
They,
offensive.
just say they. Just say they.
All right. So Jeffree.
Jeffree Day. Jeffree Day.
He is popular for whatever he does, but he's been in the news outlets because he basically took a woman's man.
TYM.
He TYM. And I wanted to touch on this topic because it's like the nigga, his name is Andrew Warhol or some shit like that.
Marhold.
It was like, oh, former NBA player, blah blah blah. Nigga went undrafted. He's not a former NBA player. He didn't play in the NBA. But that's neither here nor there.
Clickbait.
This is that clickbait, bro.
They're living whatever he thinks is the best life right now.
But it's like my opinion on this situation is I just feel bad for his baby mama.
Yeah.
Because she was on the internet begging him to come back, apologizing, saying that it was her fault. And it just imagine how many women go through this, man. Like how many closeted men or closeted women, like either way.
Playhouse.
Yeah, play house and then you just leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then and not only did he leave, they were flaunting it on the internet.
Yeah.
So it just made it even worse. And it just sucks. And
And she found out through the internet. That's how she found out.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. I was unsure. I didn't know if it was public news how she found out or not. But
I was gonna say I'm not a woman, but this is another thing where I was seeing a lot of women like not bash her, but saying like, "Yo, don't be on the internet," like stuff like making it sound like it was like it was more negative Nancy's than lending a helping hand.
Yeah, no, there definitely was a lot of negative.
And I feel like
feedback.
As a woman, this is the time when you're supposed to help out your fellow compadre. Feel me? Like I always say, I've been saying this for years, but mentally, I feel like this, as a man, this is the worst thing you could do to a female, cause like it's more than physical. You're moot, playing house, giving a whole idea that this is our family. Meanwhile, you a closeted person, and feel me, you're doing more damage to her mentally, because just like this female response was, in my opinion, very typical. She thinks there's something wrong with her now. Like, she did something wrong that turned you into something that she didn't expect. Again, y'all had a kid. That's different. Like, if y'all was single, that's different. But you have a whole kid. And again, I don't blame her for responding in that way, trying to like basically put her feelings out there on social media, because again, she probably got nobody in her corner right now. That was her rock right there in her head. But it's fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucked up. As a man, if you're doing that, you should just come out and tell your female person that, yo, this is not your lifestyle type of shit. because you're doing more
That's
damage
selfish,
to her.
man.
Right.
That was my point, because I'm just like, all right, so cool. That's your lifestyle, whether you realized it from before or you know now, whatever the case may be. I don't know what their relationship was prior to this all coming out. I don't know if they were together. He just left. I don't know what. But my thing is this: at this point, you were playing house. You have a family now, and not only does it mess up with the shorty who had your baby
now,
but now you have your baby, because this is why people stress marriage and a lot of stress communication and stress marriage and things of that nature, because now there's certain things that were not aligned now, and now there's certain conversations that have to be had that will be extra difficult, because now she may not even want to expose her son to what your lifestyle is. Regardless, she may not feel it's right. You know what I'm saying? People have different views on these type of things. So now it's a difficult thing, and now your child is in the middle of it because you didn't have these conversations. Even for her to find out on the internet, like, you know what I'm saying? This is something you could have at least told her, sat down and be like, yo, look, this is what's about to happen. I'm with this person. It's been this long. This is what's about to happen. I just wanted to give you the heads up.
And that's
cool.
Another thing. It's on the internet now.
Exactly.
So now that's going to follow his kid forever, bro. There's going to be a kid at his school that's going to find out who his mom is, and then bro, it's going to...
Yeah, the internet is way too forever and way too easy to connect the dots on the internet for things like this to occur, and like for her to be just caught off guard with it. And then, like you said, you already touched on what it does to her personally. So it's like now it's just a messed up branch of family over there, and you over there living large with Jeffree Star. And I just don't get it.
For something that could have just been avoided.
Like
this whole situation could have been
homosexual or not, you still got to do man things, and a man does not do that. He doesn't abandon the family and then embarrass them. Technically, I'm not saying it's embarrassing because of who he's with or whatever. Embarrassing because it seems to me that's how she found out, or he obviously hasn't had the proper conversations with the person that has his child.
Right.
He had his child with. That's just all I had to say on that. Sheesh. Let's go with John Singleton versus Spike Lee.
I was bored one day in the crib,
smoking on something good,
and I think I came across a video. They had a scene out of Snowfall.
Mm-hmm. The one,
not the one in the car with his mans and yells at him. It was just a random. I think. And
it was showing how it was filmed. And
yeah, it was filmed. It was basically a good camera angle. Mm-hmm. Like it was the way they shot it was good camera angles and everything. And it looked like I knew John Singleton made Snowfall, but the way the camera angle came, I was like, yo, that looks kind of Spike Lee-esque. Like he got that from Spike Lee. You're not Mr. Miyagi, bro.
Bro, I be getting them little motherfuckers.
But so that just made me think about. I knew John Singleton's work already, but I looked at his whole catalog of movies he made, and he's up there.
He got it.
He's up there, and then I looked at Spike Lee's, and then I started thinking like, Spike Lee is Spike Lee. I just started thinking like, I wonder how much people would prefer John Singleton or Spike Lee, because I was an avid Spike Lee. Like I'm Spike Lee stan. That nigga's the GOAT to me. Mm-hmm. But now that I think about it. I might prefer John Singleton movies more than Spike Lee movies.
Yeah.
I was gonna say go with that.
I feel like John Singleton made more like hood classics. Like Spike Lee is the standard. He's
a pioneer.
They teach Spike Lee films in school.
He's a pioneer.
So for me, he laid the foundation. But John Singleton, I feel like, has the better hood classic movies. Watchable movies at that.
Like Spike Lee has iconic things that he does in his movies, and obviously iconic films themselves. Yeah. And for me, just John Singleton, the way he's able to, I don't know how much he is behind the writing, and there's different facets that come with every movie, different people, but just the way he's able to put it together, for me, just storyline, and when it comes to angles, when it comes to, the drama involved in it, the actors chosen for certain parts, because I feel like Spike Lee has had questionable choices when picking actors. I wasn't a fan of that Nick Cannon
Most
joint.
people weren't. I like that movie.
I wasn't really. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I mildly liked it. You know what I'm saying?
The Five Bloods, I didn't like the way they didn't have younger people for the younger roles. It just didn't make sense.
Like,
to
and
me,
the thing is, like, sometimes Spike Lee does things like that on purpose.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I'm not trying to shit on him, but just basically like John Singleton has hardly ever let me down in certain areas that I really care about. Like I really care about casting. I really care about, the plot. I really care about certain things like that. So when John Singleton just has less times of letting me down than in those areas than Spike Lee for me.
I concur. I would definitely choose, like if I'm sitting down in the crib, I would choose a John Singleton movie over a Spike Lee movie. And just for reference, some of John Singleton's famous movies are Boys in the Hood, Higher Learning, Poetic Justice, Shaft, the 2000 version,
with Samuel Jackson,
Right.
Baby Boy,
everyone loves Baby Boy.
and Four Brothers.
Facts. Four Brothers is that one.
And he even directed Too Fast, Too Furious, which a lot of people
facts.
don't know.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Sleep in peace, man.
Yeah, sleep in peace. And Snowfall is my favorite television show out right now. Like that shit is just it's an amazing piece of work to me.
We waiting for that season 4.
They're both very talented. Or rest in peace to John Singleton. They both were very talented at what they did or do. But personally, I would pick John Singleton.
Yeah. Ooh. Sorry.
No, you good.
Just to move on, we should have actually talked about this before. I didn't. I bypassed it. My fault. But just to keep in the start with the news.
With
Tennessee recently passed a law that could punish protesters by taking away their voting rights.
Yeah, that's nuts to me, bro. It's
not this is more vague than it actually is, though. Because in actuality, they're just saying it's still wrong because I forgot I'm losing the word, but it's against our freedom of speech. Yeah, violation of our freedom of speech. But like they're just saying you can't camp out overnight in front of the Capitol building. So like, because people in Tennessee were doing that because they're trying to have conversations with those in the Capitol building.
But to take away their voting rights.
That's what I'm saying. That's egregious, and it's still very wrong. But it's not like just you can't protest.
Yeah.
We didn't reach that point.
Again,
yet.
clickbait.
Obviously, yeah. But I do want to say this. We're getting there. We're getting to that point where like they're gonna start putting their foot down, putting their boot down.
If that starts being like a nationwide thing, that is where I feel an actual race war would transpire.
We're getting very close. I've been told about it, and I believed it since the moment I was told that like there will come a point where like we're gonna have to stand. We're gonna be completely standing on separate sides. I mean, obviously there might be a mix in with a few blacks.
Imagine like actual segregation in the 20s, the 2020s, bro.
I'm here for it.
Nigga said I'm here for it. That shit is gonna be nuts.
We gonna flip that into a positive.
I'm sorry, bro. I came up here and I remember Fredo thought we was crazy talking about segregation. We should have stayed segregated.
Keep the devils on that side.
I was that. I told you I don't do the milk.
If there's a race war, though, I'm just more concerned about their army because them niggas be bugging out.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the only thing I was like protection wise. Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do for that, but we'll figure it out when we get there.
Bro, hopefully don't get that far. But Master P and C Murder, you threw that in there.
Oh, I was Master P. I believe after the whole Chronicles on BET. I think like a week or two later, they came out. Kim K was coming out saying that she's gonna help get C Murder out of jail, and then it just opened up a whole. I don't really know exactly what Monica said, but all I know is that
Monica was basically like bigging up, and
she's on Kim's side. She wants to happen, and she basically Master P is on some like Monica now, like don't just come out the woodworks like that, because actually not. It's Master P and as well as the C Murder's current I guess.
I was gonna say because it seemed like people were coming at Master P saying that he was not a good brother and he didn't do enough to get C Murder out of jail or get in the situation that he was in. And Master P was explaining to them like, yo, how y'all telling me this is my brother? I did all I could do for him
to
prevent this from happening, but he is his own man at the end of the day, and he did what he did. So it's not like he washed his hands of his brother. He just was like, yo, like,
I did all I could do.
I have nothing. There's nothing else I could do.
Exactly.
But get my money, and when he does come out or whatever, if I have a helping hand to lend, I'll be here still. And it just opened a conversation to me. I thought about it because every family has their problems. My family, everyone has their own dysfunctional family and stuff like that. But it just comes into like, it made me think. I don't have brothers or sisters. I mean, I have a sister on my mom's side, but I never lived with a sibling.
Right.
So I never experienced arguing with my brothers and stuff like that. So it just made me think like, yo, has there ever been a time where like you ever had to like your brother? You're the youngest.
I'm the youngest boy.
Youngest boy, okay, but you have younger siblings.
Yeah.
So like, has there ever been a time where like you had to like basically give your brother his space? Like you try to help out, but you can't really like. There's only so much you could do.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, for example. You already know Kevin. Mm-hmm. The nigga was an alcoholic at one point. Obviously, I tried to tell him about himself, but there's only so much I can say or do. Thank God he's not like that anymore, but that's just a perfect example. Like, there's only so much somebody can do for somebody or say. You know?
I mean, for me, honestly, I feel like for me, not to get too deep, but I feel like I didn't say enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like whatever they're coming at Master P for, I might have been guilty of. My brother might feel differently, but I feel like I may not have said enough, and he might have gone through some things because I didn't sit down and say certain things or have certain conversations with him because I was kind of doing my own thing. And I noticed certain things were going certain ways, and I just chose not to really, stick my nose into it. So that's me.
Okay. Again, I just use that for perspective. I'll be wondering how family, I'll be dealing with that. Because I'm just now, my sister's about to be 12, 13 years old. Mom's called me like, yo, she lives my mom and sister, they live in Houston. They live in a different state, but basically to reach out more for me, she been asking for me and stuff like that. So it's just like, I don't know. I don't think you learn how to be a big brother. Like nobody could learn, just like being a parent.
Yeah, like it happened.
You do what you can.
Yeah, you live with the mistakes and you try to be better every day.
This is just an egregious thing that transpired. It happened a week or two ago. But where was it? Where did it happen? I don't know. I remember where it happened. But a woman's body was taken to a funeral home to be what's it called? Embalmed. What's the word?
Embalmer.
Embalmed.
Yeah, embalmed.
Right.
That's the funeral home.
Yeah.
To get embalmed.
Embalmed. Yeah. And before they were about to proceed with that, she started breathing. Somebody from the hospital
is getting fired.
That
some people probably got. There's a couple people.
It had to be a couple nurses, the doctor. Niggas said she's dead and almost sent her to her death. Bro, like, imagine getting a call that a family member has passed tragically. And then 2 hours later, you get a call saying that family member is breathing and is in the hospital.
Bro, I couldn't even imagine, bro.
Bro, what?
Because that's the craziest thing ever to me. Because like at this point, my emotions have already. I'm in the toilet at this point. I'm in the toilet at this point. My emotions are flushing.
I might want to go bring somebody neck after that.
Bro, that's scary. Like, yo, I hope when it's my time that I'm actually gone, bro. Like, I don't want to wake up in some fucked up situation. Like, that just sounds crazy. They didn't say too much about her. Like, after they took her to the hospital, or whatnot. I hope she's doing well. But that's just wicked to me, bro. I just had I
know we laughing and stuff. Like, I know this situation isn't that funny. We just laugh. I'm laughing out of what they say. That's how I cope. That's my coping mechanism. Either way, that's the bigger talk of that is how the hospitals that they be trying to kill us too. For me, like everyone trying to kill us, but the hospitals trying to kill us too. Like they say, I think it's a study for like 3/5 of every black woman that gets pregnant.
Yeah, the mortality rate is crazy.
Yeah, like they be dying on the spot after they give birth and shit like that. And I was like, damn, I didn't know that stat. Like, that's fucking nuts. Bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So we need more black doctors.
Yeah,
man.
Facts.
More
shout out my
people
son,
of color. Just, you know what I'm saying?
More black midwives and all the whole.
All that's serious. Like,
all that.
Definitely, because they trying to kill us by any means possible.
Because that's like that goes back to when I said they view black people as like these monster people that can do everything and like they just don't need help, don't need this. So I'm just like,
I feel like in the hospital they be like, yo, y'all tough. Feel me? Y'all don't need this. Y'all be alright. Like, yo, slavery. Shit is crazy.
Aside from racism, you know what I hate?
What?
Flies, bro. They are unnecessary. Yeah. Like they are dead unnecessary. And they be blowing my like they be going on like when you just playing your video game, watching TV.
Bro, once a fly's in the room, I have to stop and find a way to get it out the room.
Bro, they are unnecessary. They don't do shit. They're disgusting.
Because they just touch shit.
They touch shit. Like, they'll touch shit and then go in your face. Like, that's so, like, I hate flies, bro. I hate flies. I hate mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, yeah.
No, both of them, bro.
Mosquitoes,
no.
Oh my God.
See, mosquitoes are just flies with guns.
My legs just got hit up
Bro,
The
mosquitoes.
Weeknd, what?
Bro, they
Just
both
flies with guns.
they flies with guns, bro.
Flies with guns.
They just both terrible. I hate them both.
Oh my god. But with that being said, we gotta.
Y'all don't hate nothing?
I mean, I didn't plan one. I mean, all right. So that's one off the top of the head. You know what I hate? This actually stems back from when niggas do the party. But I hate people that don't use reading comprehension, bro. Like if shit is on a flyer, like read the flyer. Like,
Read it.
Don't text me talking about like, you know, like, yo, where's the RSVP link, or like where's this, like, or you know, stuff like that. Like if it says to be announced, then like wait for it to be announced. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like don't ask me questions that have clear answers. Oh no, what was it? The person asked, yo, is there gonna be food there?
Niggas that sad.
It's dead on the flyer, bro.
Oh my god, I hate people like that.
It's dead on the flyer, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just, I hate
Yeah,
people.
retarded.
This is very marginalized, but I hate gray bottoms with the New Ever sign on it. The black inside for me.
You gotta be a
pink,
white.
Niggas got the pink brims going on now. I seen some light blue brims going
What's
on.
wrong?
I'm like, yo.
What's wrong with the flavors?
I'm a classic for me. If it comes to this, call me old head, whatever. I'm a very classic person. Regular gray brim me. That's it. Regular gray brim.
Greens is it's not valid.
Green is valid. Green.
Oh,
That's an original brim.
Nah, green is cool. I feel like you can't say that.
You only want original brims on this side. Feel me?
The ones that they wore on the mound.
Still, exactly. Feel me? I don't want these pink bottoms, my nigga. Come on, son.
Get them
Leave them
shits
shits
out
at
of
home,
here.
son. Leave them shits at home.
Yeah, nah,
Shits is
niggas
not cool.
niggas try to get a little too creative with the brims, bro. I ain't gonna
2020,
hold you.
man. It's 2020.
Yeah, you got a little too creative. But now we're gonna safely end this podcast. So, with that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We gotta shoot like a subscription commercial.
Emphasis on the subscribe.
Yeah, we gotta find a way to get the subscription numbers up because
Don't be
our views
scared to
are
comment.
like above our subscribers, which is nuts to me. Because people are watching it and being like, "Yeah, we just not gonna subscribe." Fuck niggas just not gonna subscribe. So we gonna shoot a commercial or some shit. Cause we gotta find a way to advertise it. But we love those that tune in. Keep tuning in.
Appreciate y'all.
And we out of here.